party and Karunanidhi's daughter KANNIMOZHI as an accused. But Karunanidhi's wife Dayalu Amal's name has not been mentioned, even though her name did figure in the 2G probe elan.
That's right, Shireen. Others who have been charge-sheeted along with KANIMOZHI are Kalyanar TV Managing Director Sharad Kumar, Swan Telecom promoter Shahid Balwa's cousin Asif Balwa and Rajiv Agarwal, who are both directors of Kusegaon Fruits and Vegetables, and Karim Murani of Cineyug Films.
Today CBI filed its first supplementary charge sheet against 5 accused persons. A.K. Singh, Public Prosecutor. Out of 5 accused persons, 2 Asif Balwa and Rajiv Agarwal are already in judicial custody. Remaining 3 accused persons have been summoned by the accused persons by the Honorable Court of Learned Special Judge, and date has been 6 May 2011 for their appearance.
Well, that's the special prosecutor of the CBI. What next now? Our economic policy editor Siddharth Zarabi joins us with all the details. He's been tracking the action at the 2G trial court. Siddharth, this was really being speculated. It was expected that KANIMOZHI would be named by the CBI in its supplementary charge sheet, and perhaps even Dayalu Amal now being spared, but the DMK patriarch's daughter in the CBI charge sheet.
Well, clearly in terms of the next steps will be the fact that all of the 5 freshly sort of named and charge sheeted individuals will have to appear in court on the 6th of May. By itself, this date that has been granted for summons is almost 2 weeks away, so there is some sort of possibility that all the accused will have time to prepare for their legal defense and perhaps even seek some sort of judicial relief in the form of an anticipatory bail or some other related course of action. Remember, the Supreme Court, while it has sort of said that no other court can interfere with the proceedings at the trial court, there isn't a specific bar on seeking anticipatory bail from elsewhere. This was a question I put to a lawyer, and this is the understanding that I've been given. So that is one. But clearly on the 6th of May, all of them will have to be present, and like you said, 2 of them are already in custody. The other 3, therefore KANIMOZHI, Sharad Kumar, Karim Murani, are most likely going to face a situation that has been faced by the other people who are already in custody. That is, post summons, the CBI would oppose their bail applications. The court will decide on merits. And given what has happened, it could possibly also mean that they could be remanded to judicial custody. And while we say this, we are of course not prejudging what is going to happen in court, but this is the precedent sort of that has been set for the situation. That's one part of it when it comes to these individuals. There is of course the other element, and this has to do with the politics of the situation, and also the fact that there was a sense of expectation that the DMK would be outraged if Dayalu Amal was named. She has been not named, although the charge sheet talks about her, mentions her role as a significant stakeholder in Kalyanar TV, but then goes on to say that she had virtually handed over all control, all the execution and management sort of powers to Sharad Kumar, who was therefore acting on her behalf, and that she had informed the board of Kalyanar TV well in advance that due to her old age, ill health, and her inability to communicate in any other language barring Tamil, she could not sort of control the proceedings of the board of directors, and while she was perhaps present in some meetings to fulfill the quorum requirement, she really did not have any role to play, and that is the reason why Dayalu Amal has been left out. One quick and final point on this, in terms of the political consequences, I think this situation that had built up in anticipation of this happening, there is some amount of breathing time that has been given in some ways indirectly to both the Congress, the DMK and the UPA to avoid some sort of political showdown as a consequence of this.
Right, Siddharth, thanks so much for that. In fact, the DMK has decided to convene a high-level meeting that's going to take place on the 27th of April, 2 days from now, to take stock of the situation post the second CBI charge sheet. But legal experts are of the view that the second charge sheet indicates that the CBI is on track with the investigative and legal proceedings under the watchful eye of the Supreme Court.
CBI has done its homework. They have, if they have not included a few people, maybe it means that there's not credible evidence available against them. So I think the CBI has been, since it has been acting under the supervision of the Supreme Court, they have done their work pretty well, and therefore I think the CBI charge sheet is on the expected and the right lines. And of course, that does not preclude the CBI from framing a further charge sheet if, in course of investigation, they find that some more people are involved.
It's hardly surprising because I believe even in the original charge sheet there was mention of bribery. So once this is done, then there is no question. Then I suppose this is just a follow-up, and if they are as they allege, if they are on the money trail, then I suppose everybody who has received the money is bound to be arraigned as a co-conspirator.
Well, the legal fraternity, they're reacting to the supplementary charge sheet that's been filed by the CBI. To discuss the political implications of the charge sheet, we have with us Prabhu Chawla, editorial director of the New Indian Express, and Cho Ramaswamy, the editor of the Tughlaq. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining us on India Business Hour. Prabhu, let me start by asking you, this charge sheet has named KANIMOZHI as a co-conspirator. What does this really mean for the Congress-DMK alliance? Because they put their differences aside, went into the assembly elections after brokering and arriving at a truce. But what does this now mean for this alliance?
You see, if you go by the statement given by the DMK leadership and the Congress leadership, they always maintain the law would take its own course. And the law, in fact, is taking its own course. Today's second charge sheet has been filed, and KANIMOZHI has been named as one of the accused. That is what was expected, because the interrogations were leading up to her. The question is, they have spared Dayalu Amal because she is an old lady and she was not directly responsible for running the affairs of the company in which the money was transferred from one account to another. It has political implication in the sense the election is now over. Results are likely to come by 13th of May. I don't see any political implication of such a case where even Suresh Kalmadi has been arrested today, who belongs to the Congress party. The possibility that Prime Minister now wants to call the shots, that okay, I will not interfere any kind of a probe which is going on against corrupt people. Other question which is happening at this point of time is that Supreme Court itself is monitoring all the cases. It will not be appropriate for journalists or anybody, or all of us, to question the integrity or judicial process which is being monitored by the Supreme Court. So far action has been taken which is being expected by the people. All those who are supposed to be involved in corruption cases are being hauled up, they are being called, they are being sent to jail. I think CBI is doing a perfectly good job. Let us not question and anticipate what will happen on 6th of May. 6th of May, even 2 weeks, normally time is given. 2 weeks are given for taking the cognizance of the charge sheet which has been taken today. They have to come back and they'll prepare that.
No, that's a valid point that you make. We don't want to prejudge what the court may or may not do. But Cho Ramaswamy, what are the political consequences of the secondary charge sheet now? Because as we just heard Prabhu Chawla saying that he doesn't really expect much to happen at the centre. The Congress and the DMK had both publicly stated that the law should take its own course. The law is taking its own course. What kind of political implications do you really think this is going to have?
Well, the case has proceeded at least to this extent after all this, only because the Supreme Court is monitoring it. Even then, a favor has been done to the DMK by postponing action against KANIMOZHI till after the elections were over, so that the DMK would not face a big embarrassment during the polls. And now, it has to go from here. We must see how the CBI is going to proceed, how far the Supreme Court is going to keep a tight leash on the entire thing. Next, the political reaction, there is not going to be much of a reaction from the DMK, because if they withdraw support to the centre, then they would be in a soup. The only protector available to the DMK now is the Congress party at the centre. It will not antagonize them just now, because Manmohan Singh, as is known to everybody now, is shielding all corrupt people around him. That shield must be taken advantage of by the DMK also. I don't think they would leave the centre and start giving outside support and all that. I don't think they would do it.
All right, Prabhu Chawla, I'm not going to get into what Cho Ramaswamy seems to suggest, whether the Prime Minister is the shield or the savior for corrupt people or corrupt ministers at the centre. But let me take his other point forward. Do you think, or do you agree with what Cho Ramaswamy said, that the DMK will not think of withdrawing support at the centre, given that it finds itself between the devil and between a rock and a hard place?
I agree with Cho Ramaswamy. The question earlier, no action was being taken in the Supreme Court, which has compelled all the agencies to take action and expedite some kind of a case investigation. To that point, I agree with Cho Ramaswamy. But now what is happening, I think Mr. Prime Minister himself wants to expedite the process of taking it to the logical end so that he doesn't face these charges every day in the Parliament and outside the Parliament. Congress party would like to give a stop to this kind of propaganda against them or malicious propaganda against them. I say malicious in the sense because this is what they're charging opposition parties for. They are taking action against their own partymen every day. So they are not sparing anybody, and the Prime Minister and the Congress party is seemingly behaving in a manner so that they can get rid of this corruption tag on that, which is very difficult to go away. Now I know the credibility of the Congress party has suffered a lot. They have been protecting so many people for the last couple of months. But the question is, DMK cannot afford to withdraw the support at this point of time, because if they withdraw the support, they are likely to lose the election in Tamil Nadu. If they lose the support of the Congress party as well, I don't know what is going to happen to them locally and at the central level. Even if they withdraw, the Congress government is not going to fall because Mayawati is sitting there. She has not withdrawn the support. Her letter of support is still lying in Rashtrapati Bhavan. There are other small parties who are going to support them. Arithmetic of the Lok Sabha is such that this Congress government is not going to fall so easily.
Alright, so no threat to the Congress government at the centre. The arithmetic works. Cho Ramaswamy, let me now talk to you about how this could possibly alter the dynamics within the Karunanidhi family, which really is the core of the DMK. And KANIMOZHI, has been named as a co-conspirator in the charge sheet. What is this going to mean for the equation within the family?
Well, as far as non-Karunanidhi members of the DMK family, non-Karunanidhi family members of the DMK are concerned, Karunanidhi has effectively neutralized all of them. They are not powerful in the party at all. It is only the writ of the family which will run throughout the state as far as the DMK is concerned. So he did not fear for any revolt from the DMK ranks. But even within the family, the branches which are opposed to the KANIMOZHI branches of the Karunanidhi family, those other branches may start giving trouble to Karunanidhi, saying that all this has arisen only because of KANIMOZHI. And Raja, who has been a friend of the KANIMOZHI branch of the family. So that problem could arise. Otherwise, I don't see the DMK rank and file or even the second rank leadership, those who are not members of the Karunanidhi family, I don't see them revolting.
Okay, so Cho Ramaswamy, this development of course comes after Tamil Nadu has gone to the polls, but this was an issue that has been brewing for a while now. Who are you betting on? Do you think AIADMK will dislodge the DMK?
Well, after our journalists had gone on a tour of Tamil Nadu trying to assess public opinion, and we have come to the conclusion that it is going to be highly favorable to the ADMK. I will not be surprised if there is a sweep in favor of the ADMK. Of course, the DMK indulged in large-scale distribution of money on just 2 days before the polls. What effect it would have remains to be seen, but otherwise we are very confident that the ADMK is going to sweep.
Alright, confident that the AIADMK will sweep the polls. Prabhu, Chawla, Cho Ramaswamy, appreciate you joining us here on India Business Hour.